Thank you for turning to page 121.
Welcome back to page 121. Well, if you've been following the channel a while, you knew this was coming. Welcome to Traveler the New Era. I'm going to go ahead and discuss the Traveler the New Era setting, what it did with Traveler, to Traveler, and why it upset a lot of people. So I'm going to touch mostly on the background of the New Era setting and the what it did to the Traveler universe and Traveler fans. I'm not going to do a ton today on the actual mechanics of the New Era. So here we go. Traveler, the New Era. Okay, Traveler, the New Era. Love it or hate it, this was the next offering after Mega Traveler. A lot of people dislike this era, this setting, and what it did to the official Traveler universe. I'm going to touch a little bit on why. Traveler the New Era was to pick up after Mega Traveler and was going to be the new edition of Traveler that was going to carry us into and through the 90s. It started out in 93, and unfortunately, it was only published through 95. I say unfortunately because I'm one of those blasphemous people that actually enjoyed Traveler the New Era. Now, I want to qualify that. I did not enjoy the New Era in that what they did. I enjoyed some of the offerings from the New Era, as it gave me a lot of ideas for my campaign. My campaign stayed firmly in the pre-assassin era, the pre-rebellion era. Never really came out of that era. We were playing still the classic Traveler rules. I tried Mega Traveler rules. I found them a little overwhelming. And honestly, I found the Traveler rules to be quite sufficient. I played regular Traveler up until Traveler D20 or T20 came out in 2002, and I switched over to that. I've enjoyed that since, and I've been playing that since. So, Traveler the New Era. What about this is so divisive in the Traveler universe? Normally a very friendly, loving community without a lot of wrath or acrimony. Well, what they did is they took the Rebellion era and they ended that era in the books around 1130, and nothing was really resolved. The Rebellion era kind of petered out without any real resolution. Unfortunately, we never got any real answers to a lot of the questions that they posed during the Rebellion, such as did Lucan kill his brother to claim the throne, and just stuff like that. We got a few of the answers on Emperor Strephon and things like that, but some of the other meat we didn't really get. So what the heck did Traveler of the New Era do? It moved us 70 years ahead, and we find out that after 1130, the Lucan, the emperor of the Rebellion era, unleashes a super weapon called Virus. Oh, I said the word, a 5-letter word in Traveler. Virus. And Virus became an uncontrollable hyper monster that could infect computer systems, override them, and turn them into its own clones, and made starships purge its civilian crews, made agro cities would not be able to grow crops anymore. Domed cities no longer had control of their environment. You get the idea. Basically, it was the collapse of civilization. As virus came in, humans went out. Billions and billions of Sophonts die in the entering from the end of Mega Traveler to the beginning of Traveler of the New Era. Traveler of the New Era picks up around the year 1201, still using the Imperial calendar. And your job as one of the Star Vikings, which was the core group from Traveler of the New Era, at least in the beginning, was to go to relic worlds, ruined worlds, ghost worlds, whatever you want to call them, and pick up any kind of tech you could, or find what survivors were there, if there were possible trading partners, that thing. You were part of the RCES. It was a coalition of planets, primarily brought together by hivers, and your job was to try to rebuild civilization, arguably in the hivers image, but I'm not going to get into that either. I liked Traveler of the New Era for what it brought to the table. It was some Traveler-based stuff in our universe that gave me ideas of, frankly, what to avoid in my Traveler campaign. I did not go over the combat system here. In addition to other, just a few different stats and things like that, we get a skill-based combat system that I wasn't crazy about. And we also get hit locations, which I've never been a fan of in role-playing. Hit locations, the only place I like hit locations really is Battletech. So anything else, if I'm role-playing, I don't want to know that I got shot in the right arm. I just got shot and I lost hit points. I'm an old school D&D guy. That's how I play. So when Virus came in, it took over your starship. It made your starship open all the doors to vacuum, and you were blown out into space, and you died, or it just shut off life support, shut off gravity, whatever. So the planets that survived it figured out strategies to defeat Virus, which is basically to isolate all communication equipment from the main computer. That way, if Virus did get in, it was stopped right there by a physical barrier, not just a firewall and a computer. And I know my son's a computer major, and he's told me this. I know that that's not how viruses work per se. That's how this virus worked as a plot device in Traveler of the New Era. I don't want to debate how real viruses work. That's what it did in this universe, and that's how I read it. I don't want to say played it. I did play a few games of Traveler of the New Era. I did try it out. I did not count it as part of my official universe, but I wanted to try out if this was going to be a good fit for us or not. And honestly, as a gaming universe, it didn't reach me. But as far as informational, oh yes, I took a lot of the equipment that came out of this. A lot of really good books came out of the New Era. Unfortunately, this was also a time when Game Designers Workshop was starting to suffer some financial difficulties, and it shows some of the quality of the editing especially goes down. There's a lot of typos throughout all of the New Era, and I'm sure that was due to staffing changes and things like that. And it's a shame because Traveler, prior to this, I know there were a lot of mistakes in Mega Traveler, but by and large, I always felt Traveler was one of the better role-playing game offerings, that their stuff was most professional, more professional than a lot of other things that were out there. Traveler of the New Era kind of took a step back, oddly enough. They went 7 years in the future and took a step back in this regard. I like it. I recommend any serious Traveler fan take what they want of it, and you might want to run something in as a Star Viking. You might want to go ahead and play in the Regency. That's really up to you. It's a different style of play. It could absolutely be done as a limited campaign, or if you don't want it to overtake your actual Traveler campaign, you can just play it once in a while. There are things to recommend it. I liked the Star Vikings. I liked most of the products that were released for the New Era. They were good reading, and then gave me lots of ideas. This stuff is available on Far Future Enterprises on thumb drive or CD-ROM. Very reasonable prices for it. It's a great way to get the PDFs. Most of these are also available on Drive-Thru RPG if you just want to buy individual ones. I like Travel to the New Era. I'm not going to apologize for it. It had its problems. It did kill the official Traveler universe. GURPS would come along in spandex and cape and save things a few years later. But from 1993 to 95, we were in the New Era, and we were dealing with virus, vampire ships, and flying the vampire highway. So, again, love it or hate it, let me know below. Let me know if you had any success running a campaign in the New Era. And that's really all I have to say on it. I am going to touch on more Traveler in the future, of course. I am going to touch on some of the Traveler in the New Era books. I like some of them. I thought some of them were very thought-provoking. So that's it for today from page 121. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you next time.
Well, that closes the book on another episode of page 121. Please leave your comments below, and if you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.